Oh no, yeah, I don't want people to see this. Look at this. We got my messy desk, my messy desktop. But anyway, this is, I've resurrected Miche Today, and I got a little frustrated because it just seemed like you put in this effort and nobody's watching this stuff, and you just say, but I'm excited. I'm going to do it again. And anyway, could you leave so I could, get to what I need to get to here, if you don't mind. Hi, this is Miche Today, and I am Miche. I'm sitting in my little room, occupying myself with frivolous thoughts and, of course, music. My guest today is vocalist, guitarist Don Mitchell. Don lives in Portland, Oregon. Don, I first heard you on YouTube, and you got my attention for a number of reasons. Like myself, you play the nylon string guitar. Like myself, you're a vocalist and you engage in the classics. Unlike myself, you have the most beautiful baritone voice. The guy that came to mind when I heard you was a big star of the 60s, an actor, singer, Robert Goulet, Don Quixote. So let me ask, what came first for you? Are you a guitarist who sings or a vocalist who plays the guitar? What came first for you?
Well, it's hard to say. I guess it's changed over the years. And I was a singer first. I grew up, my father was a pastor of a church. He was also a very musical family. My father played guitar and sang, and he played trumpet as well. Although oddly enough, I never heard him play trumpet because he had given it up by then. But he told me that he was a Harry James fan. That was his big inspiration.
Okay.
My mother was a vocalist and almost had a career as a jazz vocalist, and she played piano. My older half-brother was a vocalist and a guitarist. My half-sister had a career as an opera singer in Tampa, Florida. She was a lead soprano, and also a lounge singer.
Wow.
Depending on, well, that's the life of a musician, right?
I see. Was there like a family band?
Not really, no. But I sang my first solo in church when I was 9.
Okay.
And then I seriously started playing the guitar when I was 11.
Okay, confession time. I never really cared much for jazz when I was, a youngster. Okay, let me rephrase that. I never really cared for jazz guitar. I mean, I was into, a rock and roll and fusion. And it was interesting, the guys with their fat boxes, and this sort of clunky sound. And it was almost as if they were afraid to turn up the treble. It really took a while to appreciate the finer things in life. So when did you discover jazz? What brought you to jazz?
When I was doing the whole folk rock thing, James Taylor, and writing my own stuff, it was all just about accompanying my vocals. When I discovered jazz, I became a total jazz snob, and I wanted to be a bebopper. And I spent a lot of time, it's like I didn't even listen to vocalists. All I wanted to listen to was improvisers burning on the instrument. And it finally dawned on me, I'm never going to catch up to these guys. They've been doing this since they were kids. I came to this music when I was 30 years old. I just can't catch up. But what I can do that they can't do is I can sing.
And what about that beautiful guitar and beautiful voice? Here's Don Mitchell.
In her own sweet world, populated by dolls and clowns and a prince and a big purple bear, lives my favorite girl, unaware of the worried frowns that we weary grown-ups all wear. dances to silent music, songs that are spun of gold somewhere in her own little head. Someday, all too soon, she'll grow up and she'll leave her dolls and that prince and that silly old bear. When she goes, they will cry as they whisper goodbye. They will miss her, I fear, but then so will I.
Have you noticed that on these talent competition shows that the camera spends as much time on the judges and their expressions as they do the contestants? So now Mr. Mitchell is going to indulge us in a little slice of his life.
I'm Don Mitchell. I like to play the guitar and sing. I live in Portland, Oregon, or as I like to call it, the Soviet Socialist Republic of Portlandia. If you've seen the TV show Portlandia, you may think it's a comedy, but it's really a documentary. This is my house. This is where I work at computer drafting. This is my favorite restaurant. They have the best halibut fish and chips I've ever had. Ever. Anywhere. I'm not kidding. Portland is a very pretty city with lots of parks. Portland is called the Rose City. They mean it. There are a lot of roses in Portland. Every year, they have the Rose Parade, where they cut a whole lot of roses and decorate big trailers called floats. But no matter how many roses they cut, they always seem to grow back. When I'm not working at drafting, I'm usually playing guitar, or playing guitar and singing. These are my guitars. I also like to make videos of myself playing guitar and singing. When I make videos, I like to wear hats. That's because even though I used to be trim and fit and have lots of hair, now I'm fat and bald. I may not be able to do this anymore, but at least I can play the guitar and sing. I hope you'll watch some of my videos. If you like them, you can click on the thumbs up picture, or leave a comment, or subscribe to my channel. If you don't like them, please keep it to yourself. Thanks for watching this video.
Okay, that was funny. Don, thank you so much for joining me. And as you can see, I have Don's information up there somewhere. I really would recommend that YouTube channel of his. Anyway, to end this segment, we're going to do a little something together. So I'd like to thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
You are your greatest composition, the one folks hear when they hear your name.
You are your spirit's own physician. You can heal yourself in a daily game.
You can't create yourself, that job's been done.
You can compose yourself, it's kind of fun. You are the people you have turned to. You are the ones that do what you do. Your greatest work of art is you. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and some way I know that moment divine when all the things you are mine.